Hello everyone, I am Brock Picken, otherwise known as the Baseball Guy, and you are watching 3 Up, 3 Down, where I talk about 3 highlights from any game, week, or period of time, specifically talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. So I'm going to talk about today's spring training game, March 2nd versus the Phillies. Dickey was on the hill today, good old knuckleballer, third time we've got to see him this spring training, and he is now off to the World Baseball Classic, pitching for the U.S. He looked a little shaky in the first inning, giving up 2 doubles back-to-back, and it's always a little concerning when you see a pitcher get knocked around, but in his defense, Cliff Lee got knocked around a fair bit too, and he did really settle into the game in the second and third inning. What I guess is most reassuring for me is listening to him in an interview following the 3 innings that he pitched, where he really was quite confident in his outing and stated more of what his mission was in those 3 innings, which was to focus on throwing a higher percentage of strikes and focusing on mechanics. And he seemed quite happy with his performance. And over the next little bit, he's going to work on getting the velocity up another 2 or 3 miles per hour, and seemed very confident overall. So that is quite reassuring, knowing that he's confident in what's going on, and look forward to seeing more magic from him. The Jays' new shortstop, Jose Reyes, is another exciting piece of the puzzle that Anthopoulos added this offseason. And I gotta tell you, exciting doesn't even begin to describe this guy's style on the field. He is just full of energy, he's always got a smile, and he looks like he's having a ton of fun. After his double today, he just had a great big grin on his face and joking around with the guys, and it's nice to see him really relaxed and just getting into a groove. And speaking of groove, he had 3 at-bats today, hit a single, double, and home run. I was really hoping he was going to get 1 more at bat to see if he could hit for the cycle, because I actually just published on my blog a list of 10 wild predictions that I had for the Jays this year, and although I can't take full credit for that prediction specifically, it was my buddy Al. We did predict that one of the Jays would hit for the cycle this year, and so it actually almost came true even before regular season, which would have been really neat. If you want to see more of those wild and crazy predictions that I put together, I'll drop a link down below. I'll also leave a link for the podcast called The Dugout, which I do, where Al and I talk about some of those predictions. So those links down below. Third and final point, I want to talk about Brett Lawrie. Not specifically anything he did on the field, but more off the field. Before the game, Brett Lawrie basically called out Russell Martin and called him weak. For those of you not familiar, Russell Martin is a Canadian. He's a catcher. He was supposed to play in the World Baseball Classic for Team Canada, but for whatever reason said he was only going to play if he got to play shortstop, which is just utterly ridiculous because he's not a shortstop. It's not that kind of tournament where everyone just kind of plays wherever they feel like. It's a tournament that should be taken seriously, and for him just kind of saying, well, if I'm not playing there, I'm not playing anywhere, it's almost insulting. It's supposed to be an honor to represent your country, and it's an opportunity that only comes along once in every 4 years. And I'm totally behind Lawrie, who basically called him out and said, that's ridiculous, that's totally weak. I love that he's not afraid to call someone out like that and speak his mind, because I think his point is very valid, and I totally agree with it. And just overall, I love Lawrie's intensity and his leadership, and I think we're going to see him be a really strong force on this Jays squad this year. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching 3 Up, 3 Down. If you haven't got your baseball fill and want to hear some of my podcasts, everything is available on my blog, which is thebluejaysdugout.com. Thanks for watching. Go Jays, go!